My goodness, you all look pretty wonderful from up here. Can I just say that? It is the honor of my life to address you today. Not only am I overwhelmingly grateful and in awe of your presence and of those with whom I share this stage, but I'm also just a little bit scared. However, we in the family of Rotary know that taking on a task when you're a bit unsure is easy when the motivation for that task is greater than yourself. And today, I'm not here simply to share my Rotary story. I'm here to honor the stories of thousands of Rotary alumni, thousands of brilliant trailblazers, peacekeepers, and global leaders, all who have one thing in common. You, Rotarians, and your generous contributions to our foundation. You invested in us something that surpasses anything tangible. You invested yourselves, your confidence, and gave us the platform we needed to continue Rotary's work in the world. Now, my introduction to Rotary was 14 years ago, back in 2003. Now, that might not seem too impressive to some of you here, but please keep in mind, that's half the time I've been alive. The course of my life was totally transformed by Rotary Youth Exchange. And I wasn't, yes, Youth Exchange. But this is where it gets exciting. This is the exciting part. I wasn't even the Youth Exchange student. I was the girl sitting next to the Rotary Youth Exchange student. This is when we're talking about breadth. Her name is Rieko Fukazawa. And we developed a friendship over her year at my high school in Australia that surpassed culture, language, and passports. Rieko introduced me to a family I never knew I had. The Rotary Club of Cheltenham, back in Rotary District 9810 in Melbourne. It was at one of their meetings that awakened a call in me I never knew I had. A call to serve. My friendship with Rieko inspired me to also study abroad, and in 2010, I was approaching the end of my double degree in Japan when I received a phone call from one of those Rotarians in my new Rotary family, and he said, "Brittany, in Rotary, we have a program called the Rotary Ambassadorial Scholarship, and I think you should apply. I'm going to send you some information, have a read through, and let me know what you think." So I read the application, and I felt like I'd come home. However, as I was still in Japan, we had the interview online, and there were 3 Rotarians in this call, and funnily enough, one of them is in the room today, the then District Governor of 9810, Juliet Risley. Some of you may even know her husband, Ian Risley. And there were 2 other Rotarians, Peter and Marilyn Murray from the Rotary Club of Cheltenham. They are the 2 Rotarians who have walked every step of my Rotary journey with me. But then on March 11, 2011, my life took a turn, and it was time to go home sooner than expected. It was a normal Friday. I was going to work, and then at 2:46, I look up from my desk and I see my water glass shaking. And then I felt the building shake. Now, I'm Australian, I can deal with sharks, but I've never been in an earthquake like that before. We know today that this earthquake, followed by a tsunami, was the most devastating disaster in Japan's modern history. So I headed straight to the kitchen table of Peter and Marilyn, because as we all know, the decisions of Rotary are not made at Rotary meetings or at our wonderful headquarters in Evanston. They're made at the kitchen tables of Rotarians. Pete, yes, at your kitchen tables. Peter said, "Go to Germany. If you can learn Japanese, you can learn German." And it's a pretty wonderful country to top it off. And just like that, one Rotarian changed the course of my life. And the rest is history. Now, my journey across 3 continents has given me the highest respect for the small steps that lead to the larger goal. And in Rotary, don't we know all about patience and the small steps? People often ask, was moving to Germany or to Japan hard? And my answer is always no. The day after I moved to Germany was really hard. And the day after that too. Because it's romantic to think our lives change with the big things like an earthquake or taking on a presidency. But the truth is, our lives change with the small steps we take each and every day. Thank you. Don't underestimate what your contribution can mean to somebody. My life changed the day Ryoko walked into my classroom and during that Skype call with Peter, Marilyn, and Juliet. And also the first time I went to a Rotaract meeting. My Rotary alumni path was enriched beyond my wildest dreams when I came to Germany and joined Rotaract. See, this Rotary year, I am blessed to be the president of Rotaract Club of Berlin. We're a German-speaking club and represent 6 nations. And my heart fills up when I think about what we've achieved together and the friendships we've developed. Rotaract is essential to my path to Rotary. You see, with these friends, we stand side by side, we plan projects, we laugh, we cry, and laugh again, and I simply couldn't imagine my life without them. In Rotaract, I can have an Australian passport, serve side by side with inspiring young professionals from all over the world in a language I don't even call my own, because in the family of Rotary, we understand it is our service and our friendship that unites us. Rotary's aspirational work, Rotary's inspirational work, is the reason I came to Rotary. But as an alumnus, I stay for the friendships and the fun. Having the honor of being a Rotaractor and visiting international events just like this one, and now as a member of the Rotary International Committee for Young Leaders and Alumni Engagement, I can tell you with certainty that technology has indeed changed everything about how young people communicate and connect. Everything that is, except human nature. Which is why I don't agree with some of the observations of some Rotarians. Brittany, young people just don't have time for Rotary. A significant portion of my life has gone into studying what young people are looking for in their careers and how our world of work is changing. And there are 4 major themes driving the working lives of young people today. Working with a mentor or a coach, rotating roles to gain experience, opportunities to grow both professionally and personally, and collaborating on inspiring projects with colleagues we like. Does anybody know an organization where a young person can find such things? Yes. Because the good news is, dear Rotarians, is that Rotary has always been attractive to young people and to alumni. We have time for Rotary. What we don't have time for, however, are weekly lunch meetings. In most cases, it's no coincidence that Rotary clubs who meet before or after the workday, or even on weekends, have been more successful in attracting and retaining younger members. You see, we don't need young Rotary clubs. We don't need old Rotary clubs. We just need Rotary clubs. The intergenerational friendships I've made through Rotary mean the world to me. In 2014, I was a part of the organizing committee for the Rotary Institute in Berlin, where Holger Knark was director. Yeah. Our team was made up of a 30-year-old Rotarian, an 80-year-old Rotarian, and 2 Rotaractors. It was a 7-zone institute in 5 different languages. And for the first time, Rotaractors from across Europe played a major role by facilitating all workshops in the local languages. The feedback of that institute was so positive, not simply because we engaged the youth or we were guided by our experienced Rotarians, but because we had youth and experience working together. And all the while, having a whole lot of fun. Now, it's been said many times, Rotary is in the business of people. And what we know about people, especially if you're a club president, is that they defy all laws of logic. We learn in school that 1 and 1 is 2. But when it comes to human beings, 1 and 1 can create a family of 3. And the same is true in Rotary. 1 and 1 does not equal 2. 1 and 1 can equal 2.4 million members. That is, if each and every Rotarian made it their responsibility to recruit just 1 new member or alumnus. Just 1, we'd have doubled our membership. But that's not the point, is it? The point is to double our membership with people who believe what we believe. We already have these people in our family, and we are called Rotary Alumni. A group of people willing to help, who already share our values. Those who do not see skin color or political orientation, we simply see the work that needs to be done. It's in the service of others we find ourselves. And through these moments of service, we connect to ourselves, others, and our planet. These moments are so special, so precious. We even gave them a name, didn't we? We call them Rotary moments. Rotary moments are opportunities for us to be our true self, our better self. These moments are the bridges from who we are today to who we want to be tomorrow. In Rotary, one person really can make a difference because with one phone call, they have 1.2 million friends there ready to help. Let's do what we do best. Let's scale the unscalable. Let's make the impossible possible. And let's do this one at a time, together with our alumni. 1 immunization, 1 child, 1 alumnus, 1 at a time. It's always been the way we've changed lives, and it will continue, and it will be the way we will continue to make a difference in the world. If you're an alumnus, meaning a Rotaractor, Interactor, Rylarian, Youth Exchange, or even a Foundation Scholar, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. And thank you for everything you've done on your Rotary journey thus far. I couldn't imagine serving in our family of Rotary without you. But remember, Rotary needs us to stay. And I want you to stay. And I want you to know how much you matter to us, to me, and to our family of Rotary. But I know there are some really big questions you're facing right now. And I know these questions intimately because I'm facing them too. All I know is, no matter what your question is, it's going to require you to be your best self. And a life of service through Rotary is an incredible way to your best self. Your community deserves the best version of you. Your profession deserves the best version of you. And those who love you, like me, deserve the best version of you. Now, if you're a Rotarian, the alumni across the globe need you to give not only of your time, but of who you are. Share your stories over a meal. You cannot imagine how reassuring it is to hear that despite the excellence you have achieved in your personal and professional lives, that you too had moments of uncertainty. Look in your own club to the last 5 alumni and call them and say, "Hi, how are you? We miss you. Come and share a meal with us. We want to know what you're up to." If there's ever a moment that I forget, or a moment when I become complacent, that maybe, just maybe, our work, our Rotary work is done, or that our 4-way test has become humanity's modus operandi, I remember that I live in Berlin. And that in my lifetime, there was a wall dividing the people of Germany. But when I see the remains of the wall today, I don't see political division or economic division. I see human triumph. I've had the honor of attending the Rotaract Preconvention here in Atlanta just this week. And I can tell you, no matter what you hear in the news about my generation, I can assure you our brand, our legacy, our service, and the next 100 years of Rotary looks bright. It looks wonderful. As a Rotary alumnus, you quickly recognize that you will never, in your wildest dreams, be able to pay back the blessing of being a part of the Rotary family. So rather, you pay it forward. We have thousands of Rotary alumni who have gone on to found businesses, charities, and other impactful organizations that function in the light of Rotary, but who have not yet gone on to become Rotarians or Rotaractors. And we just can't have this, can we? So please call them and let them know they are missed. And we need them as the new face of Rotary. And if you're an alumnus, I need you to get on the phone to your local Rotary club and tell them, nicely, that you are coming to next week's meeting. Thank you for making alumni a priority today, and for the invitation to come and speak to you, and for holding time for this topic. But before I go, please allow me to make a commitment to you. If you need help, as we all do, please let me know, and I will do the best I humanly can to support you, because that's what friends are for. Trust in the thousands of youth who are already working in the name of Rotary to ensure that Rotary is there to do that work that needs to be done with a smile forever. Thank you, and happy birthday to the Rotary Foundation.